David Soul, everyone. Now, David, of course...
That's so long ago, I can't remember it.
Well, I was going to say, but Starsky and Hutch will never go away, but we're coming right bang up to date because, of course, the reason you're here is you're taking the lead role in Jerry Springer, the opera, which has been a massive hit in the West End. First of all, I'd like to apologise because I do believe you had a mad groupie stalking you last night at the show. Jane, apologise to the man.
I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, Mr. Soul.
No, she's okay.
Was she okay? Was she quite calm?
Yeah, she's fine. She's better than your average sort of stage door
Was she?
groupie. Yeah, she's
Good.
In what
better.
sense?
Well, you're a lot more fun.
Oh, good. I'm so glad.
I'm the only one on the panel who hasn't seen the show. I couldn't blag a free ticket like Jane. But is it very much based on the television programme?
First half is. First half is. The second half is a kind of well, it's like Paradise Lost. Jerry gets shot at the end of the first act.
Right.
The second act takes him down into hell, where he tries to reconcile the irreconcilable.
Right.
And of course, Jerry is not known for settling conflict. He sort of televises it, you know, as opposed to solves it. So the second act takes him down where he has to put God and not God, Satan, Adam and Eve, Mary, and these people together in a Jerry Springer type show, which turns into an impossible situation.
We just saw a picture of you there.
Yeah, that was you, wasn't
You look
it?
really... You look just like
Have
him.
you met the real Jerry?
No, but I'm not trying to do the real Jerry. I'm taking Michael, who was my predecessor.
Incredible
Michael Brandon.
likeness, though, there. Look.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah. How about that?
That's not Jerry Springer, that is David
But Michael
Soul.
did who was brilliant in the original cast, and he really did Jerry to a T. But I find the show much deeper, an emotional kind of show, both funny and very poignant.
It's very risque,
Yeah.
I have to say. It's not for the faint-hearted.
Lots of language.
Oh, is it?
Yes, don't take your mother.
There's lots of innuendo on this show as well, isn't there?
Yeah, no, but we're a
There's
bit...
no innuendos.
No innuendos, just windows.
We seaside postcards.
Now, you originally turned down the role, didn't you?
I did, because can you imagine somebody calling you up and saying, "We're going to do this opera on Jerry Springer. We'd like you to consider doing the role." Oh, yeah, right.
That'll be a hit.
But I have a history of making some really bad decisions. I got a call, it was in Los Angeles about 10 years ago. Some producer from Australia called and said, "We're doing this picture of three homosexuals going across a desert in Australia, and we'd like to use 'Don't Give Up on Us, Baby' in the film." And I said, "Are you kidding me? You know, I'm not going to, I don't want that song associated." It was like stupid. It's my favorite film of all time.
Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
It is. It's
Wonderful
excellent.
film. You know, so I've got a history of turning down.
But you're quite religious, though, aren't you? You've come from a very religious family.
Yeah, well, that's different. It's different.
Do you not find it difficult to...
No.
No.
It's human. It's about the human condition. That's what the play is about. You know, and I think from a standpoint of theater, it's a risky type of theater, but it challenges us right where we live. And, you know, it doesn't avoid the pole dancing. It doesn't avoid the bisexuality. All that's in the show.
What changed your mind
characters.
and made you do the show then, given that you turned it down originally?
Well, it's hard to turn down success, isn't it? No, actually, I went to see the show in Christmas time. I took my 15-year-old daughter to see the show, and she just loved it. And I went back and told Michael, I said, "Look, if you ever want to take a vacation, let me know."
This is Michael Brandon,
Michael
who was
Brandon,
in the a friend of yours.
Yeah, we did it at the National, and then brought him to the West End. And sure enough, these months later, you know, the opportunity came, and I'm just having a hell of a good time.
Because you live here, don't you? You're an honorary
You're an
Brit.
adopted Londoner.
I'm a UK resident, just about to get his citizenship, I hope.
Now, why do you prefer living here rather than the States?
That's a good question. I think I grew up in Berlin. You know, I grew up around the world. I've lived in a number of places. It's not so much the States as it is where you're living. Like Los Angeles for me is, I've had it up to here. I'm grateful that the city gave me a career, a living and so forth, but it's not a place to live. I just don't like it there. And I like coming here because I like the tradition. I like challenging tradition, but I love tradition to challenge. I like people read. I like that. I like the city, the way it's laid out. I like walking. I like people walking, you know, and
Yeah,
I
that's the
made
thing
more
about
friends
America.
over here.
It's really it's a car culture. I know people
Yeah.
say that, but I mean, anytime I've been there, apart from New York, which I think is different, but when you're outside of New York, you just don't see people in the streets. I remember being in Florida and I went for a whole day and I didn't see anybody walking. It was so
Well, they'll
weird.
arrest you in Los Angeles, you know, after 10 o'clock.
Really?
What for? Or
Beverly
they try
Hills.
and pick you up. I love walking. When I've been in Los Angeles, you go for a long walk, your cars stop the whole time. The assumption
You may be walking in the wrong district, Josie, I
It is Sunset Boulevard, but
think. But you haven't left it all behind. I believe that you're still really friendly with, I always say
What's
Paul
his name?
Michael
The
Glazer.
other guy?
Well, I never know if it's Paul Michael or Michael Paul.
The other guy, the other guy.
The other guy.
No, I don't mean that. Cause
One of the great legacies of that show for me is the fact that we're still best friends after all these years,
Yeah.
you know.
And what a tribute
Doesn't
to you two as well, you know, because it was such a popular.
Yeah.
Popular
But the
series.
show was really about friendship. You guys, you know, we talk about these labels like bisexuality and homosexuality and lesbianism and all that kind of stuff. Oh, of course, Starsky and Hutch got thrown into that whole fray as well.
Did,
they think
I
you were
remember
gay?
all the
Of course
time.
they did.
Yeah.
And I said, what a stupid conversation to have. It's about human beings, about people, you know, and I love Paul. And he loves me.
I love Paul too, just so you know. Big time.
Probably in a different way. I would
Yeah.
imagine.
And I think that to me is the symbol of what that show is about. And why it lingers as long as it does, it's because it's about friendship. That's what it's about.
Well, ironic, isn't it, that you know, 30 years on, you're doing a show which is not about friendship. It's about conflict and you know everything.
But it's
that's
about
kind of-
dreams too. And that's what, you know, we're talking about. There was a text that was sent in. I saw, it said, so I just want to dance. I think there was a text that was on there. I just want to, and you know, that's one of the songs in the show is I just want to dance. And here's a woman who's this large, overweight woman wants to be a pole dancer but she's never been able to realize her dreams, and all she wants to do is dance. Now, how many people carry those kinds of things inside them that never have an opportunity to get them out? And Springer allows them this 15 seconds of fame. So, you know, it's weighted both ways.
David, listen, I'm sorry, we're going to have to go. I must come and
I
see the
talk too
show. It
much, don't I?
sounds fascinating. David Soul, everyone.